All right, so we're just about at the All-Star break. I think we've seen enough. Who do you think is going to be in the NBA Finals? Who's coming out of the East and the West? Even the West is up for grabs right now. We'll talk about it tonight on Sports Talk.
From WJLA 24/7 News, this is Toyota Sports Talk.
Welcome to Toyota Sports Talk. I'm Robert Burton. Raptors, Celtics, Bucks, Pacers. Who's coming out of the East? And then in the West, you got Golden State, you got Houston, OKC. I don't know if anyone has a clear-cut team coming out of each conference. Or maybe you do. And if you do, call us. Our questions of the night, starting with this, from what you've seen the first half of the season, who do you see in the NBA Finals? And piggybacking off of that, who's your MVP? Also, Hibachi is back on the floor. Gilbert Arenas and the Big Three. Are you excited to see this? Considering everything that's gone on in his career, are you going to be rooting for Agent Zero? The number's on your screen, 703-387-1020. Call us, tell us what you think. We're bringing back a very special guest, Sterling Blount, DMV sports writer. Last time it was your debut.
Yeah.
Did your 30 for 30 air or no? Because I was looking out for it. I didn't see it, man.
Hey, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Anyway, welcome back. Second time back. It's like you never left. Glad to have you back, man.
Thank you for having me.
So starting with the first question of the night. Again, there's no clear-cut team it's up for grabs.
Okay.
In the East and the West. At least I don't have a clear-cut team. I can guess. You, on the other hand, out of the East, you mentioned Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Back in the sports office.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
I like Milwaukee. I like the way they're playing.
Okay.
I like the way Giannis is playing. That's my MVP right now. My only issue with them is every year with Milwaukee, we say next year. Next year they'll be ready. Next year they'll be. How many years are we going to say next year? And personally, for me, I don't feel like they're ready this year.
Okay.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once again, maybe next
exactly.
year. All right, so you move over to the Western Conference. You got Houston, you got OKC, you got the Lakers, of course.
Yeah.
Golden State, it's hard to bet against them.
I'm Golden State all the way. For me, betting against Golden State with the team as they're constructed is like betting against Patriots with Brady and Belichick.
Basically.
I'm just not doing it until that team breaks up.
Especially when you got DeMarcus Cousins now on the roster. It makes things even better. Now, let's say if there were a team that could probably sneak into the Western Conference Finals, in the Western Conference Finals, whether it be OKC, whether it be Houston, whether it be LeBron. He kind of climbs his way in there.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a team that can sort of surprise you and maybe shock the world?
As much as I want to pick the Lakers and LeBron,
right.
I'm going to go with OKC. The way Westbrook and Paul George are playing right now, people aren't even talking about Steven Adams, who's matching up against him in the playoffs.
I love Steven Adams.
Andre Roberson is on his way back. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league.
That's right. I forgot.
That might be your team if
Okay.
anybody's going to do it.
That'll be exciting if Robertson can come back. That would be huge for OKC if he comes. By the way, and we talk about MVPs, Paul George is my clear MVP. And the last time you were on the show, that was a topic.
Absolutely.
It was who is your MVP? I had Paul George. And this was before the triple-doubles. Yeah. This was before he dropped 47 on somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. And plus, I'm rooting for him. He's finally found a place.
Yeah.
He's found a home where he's a star now.
Yeah,
he is a superstar.
It's not a bad pick at all.
It's not. It's not. He was a star in Indiana. But I'm just not sure he was able to spread his wings because he didn't have a lot.
He didn't have that running mate that he has this year in Westbrook. To have a guy that can put up 15 to 20 a night for you and still dish the ball for you, that's huge.
That's big. All right, so Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference for you. Now, let's go down the list. You got a team like the Pacers, who's third in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I literally found that out today. Our producer was looking at the standings, and they saw the Pacers are third in the Eastern Conference right now.
They are, but they're playing without Oladipo for the rest of the season.
That's the issue.
And so I think they fall out. You got Boston, who I really like. I told you back in the room, as much as I love what Philly did at the deadline,
I do too.
I've seen Boston and Philly play too many times, and that's a book I don't want to read again. Until Joel Embiid can find a way to beat Al Horford.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That series is what it is for me. And then Toronto. If Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy
and play a game,
their pickup of Jeremy Lin and they have Marc Gasol now. I think that's a team that could challenge Milwaukee as well.
Back to the Sixers, and we were just talking about this. Ben Simmons. They're disrespecting this man, okay? It's clear they're disrespecting Ben Simmons, and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. He will not shoot.
No, he won't.
A three. He will not shoot a jump shot.
Not at all.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, if it's not in the paint, he's not taking it.
But imagine what a Ben Simmons could be if you developed a jump shot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a three-pointer.
Absolutely. Yeah, that can make that team virtually unbeatable, especially in the East.
You talk about, Joel Embiid, an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Along with a 6'10" point guard that could probably knock down a mid-range or long two or even a three, at best.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got him, you got Redick, the pickup of Tobias Harris. Yeah, that's a good team.
Yeah, I mean, people are almost calling that a super team. All right, so here's my question now, and I don't even want to get to this, but the Wizards. That's as much as I didn't want to get to this. We have to talk about it. Right now, the Wizards, they made some moves, before the deadline. They got Jabari Parker now.
Yeah.
They got Bobby Portis, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
I love the dog in him.
Absolutely.
But still, from what I've seen, I don't know if they're a playoff team, in your opinion.
I don't think they are. The way they played the first, I'd say, 28 minutes of last night's game.
Yeah.
They come out at halftime with a 12-0 run. That showed me a lot. Granted, Kawhi Leonard wasn't playing.
No.
But to go off on a 12-0 run and immediately give up a 15-0 run and never recover from it, I'm at the point right now where I'd rather see them get a lottery pick than get swept in the first round.
So you want a lottery pick. That's it. I mean, you're probably, you're going lottery pick. My thing is, you can't let a guy like Pascal Siakam go for 44.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying Pascal is garbage. I'm not saying that at all. Is he 44 points
exactly,
good?
Yeah. That popped up on my phone, and I had to check my phone to make sure I read the right game. I just knew ESPN sent me a typo or something.
I didn't know he was capable of dropping 44 points. But as far as Jabari Parker goes and Bobby Portis, how would you rate that move by the Wizards?
So far, well, I'll put it like this. I'll start from the beginning. If we're talking about giving up Otto Porter first, I love that he's off the books.
Okay.
I've been saying for years he's got to get off the books. For you to be a third-round pick and to be averaging less than 11 points per game and a max contract, I need you gone. I need you gone. So I like that as far as cap space. I like the way Portis and Parker have both been playing. You could argue Parker's a defensive liability, but the energy they're bringing off the bench is something the Wizards didn't have.
That's what it is. It's the energy off the bench. By the way, Otto Porter did have 37 the other night. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, all right, coming up, Agent Zero is back on the floor. This time, it's the big three. How do we feel about this? Call us 703-387-1020. We'll get to see Hibachi again. Those were good days.
Yeah, they were.
All things considered. But they were good days. We'll be right back.
You know what? I'm just gonna say yes now.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah. I'm gonna say yes. That's all I'm gonna say yes now. I'm going ahead and join.
Oh man, that's a beautiful thing.
I want the Wizards. I want all my Wizards teammates that didn't shoot the ball. All right, that's what I want. I want Eton, Brendan Haywood. I want Deshaun Stevenson, Kwame Brown. You know, they already know my style.
So QP wants to run the team.
That's funny.
Make that clear.
Eddie Jordan, where you at? We know the place.
All those names were great. I don't know about Kwame, but all those names were all right though. You know, Deshaun Stevenson. That was a great team.
Yes, it was.
Antoine, that was Karan, a great team back then. Either way, Gilbert Arenas is back on the floor. Hibachi will be playing in the big three. He'll be a captain. How do we feel about this? Call us 703-387-1020. It'll probably be good for people around the DMV to see that man back on the floor.
Yeah, I woke up this morning. I may or may not have a Twitter addiction.
So that means you do.
Wake up, hop on Twitter, and that's the first thing on my timeline.
Yeah.
I was like, no way.
Yes.
And before I can get to my group chat, one of my friends is texting me, Gilbert's back. I was
Gilbert's
like, yes,
back,
like
man.
the excitement was there before 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah,
So I'm really looking forward to it.
And during the break, you and I, we were talking about that Antoine Jameson,
Yep.
Gilbert Arenas, Caron
Caron
Butler
Butler.
team. How great was that team in your opinion? man?
That was a team capable of making the East Finals if you can stop LeBron James in the 7-game series.
And Deshaun Stevenson is just probably the weak link. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's just everything that Gilbert represents. I mean, and of course, all things considered, we know he had the issues,
Yeah.
you know, with the gun incident. How do you think that changed the Wizards organization?
I think that cut Arenas' career short.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the beginning of the first Ernie rebuild. I mean, we don't have John Wall without that. So
Exactly.
in hindsight, if you want to put it that way, maybe it was a good thing for the team. You know, you get John Wall if you want to go that route.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely changes the dynamic and the course of their future.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Derek is in Gainesville. Derek wants to talk Wizards, actually. Derek, what's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing, man? Big Wizards fans here. Big Wizards fan, not delusional like the rest of the Wizards. But let me go ahead and speak about the Wizards. Not really Gilbert. I love me some hibachi. So
Yeah.
talk about Gilbert. But I want to talk about this year, man. I honestly believe if we started 500 plus, we would not be having this issue. I only have one person to blame besides Ernie. It's got to be Brooks. Brooks he's a disgrace. Got to go. Mentality, no defense at all. It just wore down our defense. No confidence. They don't want to play for him. And I have no reason why we bothered trying it. We should be losing every game. There's no reason why we bothered even trying, to be honest.
And Derek,
Only person to blame is Brooks. Gotta go. Mahimi, you're a disgrace if you hear me. You gotta go. You're useless. And Otto, I'm happy Otto gotta go. Bye-bye, Otto. Years ago. Who else? And, Sadorensky. Everybody likes him during the season. Come playoff time, like I told my friends last year, where was he at? In the bench. Gotta go. But that's how I feel. I love me some Wizards, man. I love me the Wizards. But honestly, Brooks destroyed my team, man. No, they're rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, Wizards. I love
that's
them.
what I'm saying, Derek. You
What do
sure
you
you
guys
love the
think?
Wizards,
What do you
Derek?
guys
'Cause
Right.
You just named 8 players.
There's a lot of
Mahimi
hurt on that call.
I know. But you know what, though? Derek made a good point. Scott Brooks is not – because the thing about it is we can't forget that Scott Brooks went to the NBA Finals with Kevin Durant,
Yeah,
Russell
he did,
Westbrook,
yes.
and James Harden. I mean, you had 3 great players, 3 MVPs on that
Yeah.
team. I don't think you had to do that much yelling or
Yeah.
screaming or getting guys in line. Here, he might have to do a little bit of that, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not that type of coach.
The offseason when they hired him, if you remember, that was the first offseason when KD was a free agent.
Yeah.
I think that hire was part of trying to get KD to come to Washington.
remember that, yep.
There was that. And the other thing, and I saw it on the images they were just showing, is there a clause where we can get money back from Dwight Howard? Because I don't know what he's doing with this rehab, but he's fleecing the team right now.
Yeah, he came to D.C. and got a little money, man, without doing anything. Yeah.
With a
Work
player
smart.
option for next year.
Exactly. All right, let's go to Keith in Centerville. Keith, what's up?
Well, how you doing?
Good, good.
Right now, I think my finals pick is probably Golden State and Toronto. But I wanted to ask you all, I was looking at the standings, and Miami and Charlotte are only like a few games ahead of the Wizards. Do you think there's any chance the Wizards can win the division or make the playoffs? I just want to know what you all think, because like I said, Miami and Charlotte's not playing that great, and I don't think anybody's mentioned that Miami and Charlotte have not been playing that great.
So here's my thing. Keith, thank you so much for calling. Here's my thing. When I'm watching the Wizards and they're playing teams like Atlanta, they're playing Detroit, they're playing Toronto with no Kawhi Leonard and letting Siakam go for 44, I don't see a playoff.
Exactly.
I see a team that maybe can get lucky and squeak into the 8th spot. But like you said, you'd rather see a lottery pick.
Yeah, if they play Milwaukee in the first round, based on the last 2 or 3 times they've played them, I'm good off that. When Milwaukee dropped 150 last time in Washington, that was in Milwaukee. That was the night of the Otto trade.
Right.
But even before that, when they played and Giannis didn't play, I'd rather not watch.
No, that's something that I would like to not see. And then speaking of Giannis, I mean, let's be real. He is an unstoppable.
Absolutely,
Like he is unstoppable, and that's why he's your MVP candidate.
Yes, yes.
He's your MVP candidate. But let's switch gears and go back to Gilbert Arenas. We were talking about how we might not even have John Wall if it weren't for the whole situation with Gilbert and Javaris and everything like that. But do you think people in the DMV will be rooting for Gilbert in the Big Three? Have you know, I guess the better question is, have you forgiven Gilbert Arenas? Huh?
I think so. I think absolutely. I think part of the way the organization handled that whole situation, I don't think they handled it well, and that went into a lot of. If you get Gilbert off the team as soon as that incident happens, you don't have the image of the finger guns in the huddle.
Yeah. Oh my
and
God.
as much as it's not politically correct, people love that image. They love laughing at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think people love it. People will watch Gilbert play, and hopefully they come somewhere near DC, because they haven't announced the schedule yet. So if they play here, they're definitely going to sell the arena.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm sure everybody would come out to see that. All right, 703-387-1020. Call us. Let us know what you think. Are you going to be rooting on Gilbert Arenas in the Big Three? How do you feel about the Wizards? Who are your picks in the NBA Finals, East and West? We'll talk about it next. All right, welcome back. Here with Sterling Blount, DMV sports writer. We had a caller that didn't want to be on air, but he told me I need to unbutton my jacket. Am I looking tight to you? Am I looking stretched?
I mean, I didn't think so, but I'm not a heavy suit wearer. So if somebody with more knowledge calls and says so, you know.
Maybe I don't know if he runs a tailor. I don't know. I feel some type of way right now. So I'm going to leave it buttoned. But if you guys think I need to unbutton my jacket, let me know, okay? Anyway, all right, let's go back to the phone lines. This is a guy, thank you. This is a guy who actually wanted to be on there, Daniel in Alexandria. Daniel, what's up, man?
Yeah, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Gilbert Arenas, man. It's good to see him back. I was wondering what happened to him because we thought he was the next coming of Michael Jordan, you know?
Yeah.
But my other thing is this, you know, and sometimes I wonder why y'all in these small markets are so reluctant to criticize Scott Brooks, man, and coaches like this when we criticize, you know, good coaches, you know, why this guy is not getting enough criticism, you know, when, you know, we can surely see that there's a matchup problem, that this team doesn't want to play for him. They don't, you know, they don't show up for him. He come out in halftime with no game plan. He doesn't seem to have matchup. He has matchup problems. We got Green trying to play center in the fourth quarter when they are scoring 100 points in the paint. And, you know, we got Jabari Parker. We got, you know, tall players over there when he keep trying to, and, you know, this usage of Bradley Beal. I would like to hear you speak to some of that, man.
I would, and Daniel, thank you so much for calling, man. Here's what I've said time and time again, and call me crazy, but Bradley Beal is an amazing player.
Yep.
But one, he's not lightning quick, okay? He doesn't have ridiculous handles like Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving. He's just a great player who's 6'4" at best and has a great jump shot.
Yeah.
That's not if he were Paul George's height, if he were 6'8", because he's a skilled player.
Absolutely.
If Bradley Beal were 6'8", we wouldn't even be having this discussion right now.
Yeah, I think part of it, and I'm not making excuses for Brooks, I think he is part of the issue and he does need to go.
Right.
You can only cook with the ingredients you have in the kitchen.
That is very true.
Ernie put those ingredients in the kitchen.
That is very true.
So Scott Brooks is doing what he can with what he has. When he had a young Harden, KD, and Russell Westbrook, he took that team to the NBA Finals, possibly within a foul call away from winning the Finals. So with what he has, he's doing, I think, the best he can with this roster.
Yeah, definitely. And you talk about Scott Brooks, and does he know how to handle young players? Clearly he does, because Russell, KD, and Harden were pups back then.
Exactly.
They were pups back then. They were brand new. I don't know if the Eagles didn't come till later on. Okay?
Exactly.
Those Eagles weren't there at all times. Scott Brooks knows how to handle that.
Yeah, I think the argument is maybe he doesn't know how to handle the stars with Wall and Bill.
That might be an issue. All right, 703-387-1020. Coming up, some final thoughts with Sterling. I think my suit looks good. I think I look good. Wow. Wow. All right, so just to put just to recap our small market show here tonight, if you could go, all right, so finally, just to recap, you've got Golden State coming out of Western Conference, Eastern Conference. You want to say Bucks, but you're sort of teetering right now.
So if I have to pick one, I'm more confident in Boston right now.
Okay, I'm probably going Lakers, Wizards. I'm joking. I'm probably going. I like Golden State.
Okay.
Would you call me crazy if I said OKC?
No.
Okay. Maybe OKC and the Bucks.
Okay.
I think Giannis is he's too much of a freak.
Yeah,
We already
absolutely.
knew he was a freak, but he's too much. Hey, Sterling, thank you so much, man. Always good to have you on.
Thanks for having me again.
We'll see you guys next time on Toyota Sports Talk.